Hello, this is Brad with Golf Achievement, and today's presentation's on scoring rules. So if you have made a bogey, a double bogey, or even worse, a triple bogey, you've probably broken at least one of these rules. If you've made a double, probably two of these rules. So I know a lot of people talk about just normal rules and etiquette, where to stand, how to position yourself, that kind of stuff. But this is really about the scoring, on-course scoring rules. So let's jump in. So we kind of broke this into rules off the tee, rules approaching the green, rules around the green, and then putting rules, and then also some mental game rules at the end. So start off with rules off the tee. So starting out in first gear. So the role of a tee shot is to position the ball in play. And we're not trying to hit it as far as you can. We're just trying to start off in first gear, swing to balance, grip down an inch on the club if you need to, and just get the ball in play. You don't need to jump into fifth gear right off the bat and try to kill one off the first tee. That usually leads to some trouble, or any tee box for that matter. Right? Swing as hard as you can as long as you keep your balance. All right? Second, always play away from trouble and avoid penalty strokes. So if you can push and pull and hit the ball relatively straight, you should be able to avoid trouble by managing the ball around the golf course. So we do a 7-shot drill. Can you push it, pull it, and hit it straight? Can you curve it to the right? Can you curve it to the left or fade draw and hit it straight? And then can you hit it high? Can you hit it low and all straight? So a couple exercises that you can do. If you start gaining some ball control, you'll be able to manage your golf ball better around the golf course. Next off the tee is picking the right side of the tee box to play your natural shot shape. So if you typically play to fade or ball that curves to the right or slice, you want to set up the golf ball on the right side of the tee box to open up that fairway. It'll just look bigger to you. So aim your body or your stance line 5 or 10 yards into the left rough and just play your little cut. It's not a bad way to get around the golf course. Again, confidence comes from predictability. So if you know it's coming, it's easy to play it. And uncertainty definitely comes from not knowing where your golf ball is going to go, if it's going to curve left or right. So if you're going to draw the golf ball, you're going to set up on the left side and kind of do the opposite. And if you're fortunate to hit it straight, you can tee up anywhere and just take advantage of the hole. Next is approach shots. So approach shots will be anything approaching the green, or maybe sometimes those long approach shots off the fairway into a par 5. So first thing that's important is reading the lie. What's capable out of the lie? So if the ball's sitting up nice, not a problem. You got a lot of options. If the ball is sitting down or you've got a downhill lie, probably one of the most common mistakes I see is a ball that's hit with a fairway wood on a downhill lie, just thinking that they can hit it long with a fairway wood, but there's not enough loft. Or as you can see here, an old 1-iron out of the rough. Probably not going to work. So reading the lie and knowing what's capable out of the lie is very important. That just comes from playing experience. So again, get out and play. Hopefully these rules will help you lower your score here as well. One of my favorite sayings is safely eliminate as much distance between you and the hole as possible. So if you look at a hole that has a lot of bunkers or not much landing area, where can you hit it that you can probably play that shot 7 out of 10 times? So if you're in trouble, get it out of trouble, right? Make sure that if you're in the woods, you're not in the woods the second time. So bad shots are typically, or double bogeys are typically made from 2 bad shots in a row. Triple bogeys, 3 bad shots on the same hole. Maybe not in a row, but 3 bad shots on the same hole. You can get away with 1. Bogeys don't hurt you too much, but double bogeys add up quickly. All right. Play shots within your pay grade. So if you can't execute it at least 7 out of 10 times, probably not ready to pull that shot out on the golf course. Now, if you're saying, hey, I can't even get my driver 7 out of 10 times, still get out and play. But if you have the option of picking a shot that you can play 7 out of 10 times versus a shot that you can only hit maybe 2 out of 10 times, pick the easier one. Avoid this short side. So what I mean by that is if you have a right pin and you miss to the right of the green, leaving yourself very little green to work with, and you got a little lob shot, that's typically a short-siding situation. So try to play to the fat side where you have the ability to get the ball on the ground and running rather than having to play a high lob shot to get it to stop close to the hole. So if you know your carry distances, you should also be able to cover the front edge of the green. So if you ever find yourself hitting shots that fly short of the green, that's definitely an underclubbing situation. So make sure you take enough club. So around the green, these are chips and pitches around the green. Get the ball on the ground and rolling as soon as possible is a rule that I like. Again, the smaller the stroke, the more efficient, more repeatable it is. And I think it's probably the easiest anyways to get the ball closest to the hole by using a shot that's lower and rolling on the green. One of the mindsets that I like to promote to my players is if you can see the hole, try to make it. Or as my friend Cameron McCormick says, aim small, miss small. Focus on the entry point. This is more as a playing skill more than a course management skill, but if your last look is the entry point of the hole rather than the landing point, you're going to probably chip in a few more times. So one of the biggest errors that I see are I'll kind of watch players and their eyes will trace the trajectory of the shot and then roll to the hole, and then their last look will be the landing point, and typically they hit it right back to the landing point because that's their last look or where their focus lies. So instead of the landing point being your last look, try to make the entry point of the hole the last look. So you can kind of imagine the hole as a clock, with 6 o'clock being the front of the hole, 12 o'clock being the back of the hole, and try to see the ball going in or where it's going to go in, not only off the green but also in putting. Next, some scoring rules on the green. So I use the 10% rules for putts. So if you've got a 10-foot putt, you should be able to hit it within a foot, 20 feet, 2 feet, 30 feet, 3 feet. Again, you're trying to eliminate at least 90% from the distance. That would be a good putt. Never leave a putt short inside of 20 feet. These are kind of game killers. Is having a good putt and focusing more on the line than the distance, right? So try to make as many putts or never leave a putt inside of 20 feet short. Focus more on distance and pace rather than on direction on putts outside of 20 feet. So again, just understand that if you look at the tour, they only make maybe 10 to 15% of their putts from outside of 20 feet. That's 1 out of 6, not even 1 out of 7. And so don't expect to make those. They're great to make every once in a while, but they're going to make a lot more from inside of 6 feet. And actually, they only make half of their putts from 8 feet. So we get these false readings or false sense of security of we only see them making those putts on TV on Saturday and Sunday, but those are the best players playing the best. If you look at the tour over the course of a year, they're only making 50% of their putts from 8 feet. So again, distance is more of a cause from 3 putts, or poor distance control is the cause of a 3 putt, and having good distance control will lead to more tap-ins and a little more stress-free golf. Your equipment should complement your game and not complicate it. So if you have questions or if you don't think your putter fits you or your wedge has too much bounce and it's just not feeling right, or your driver loft is going too high or too low, try to eliminate those things or those ideas from your game. You should love every club in your bag. If not, come and get fit. As far as pre-shot routine, plan your work and work your plan. So good pictures produce good shots. Good thoughts, good shots. Simple questions, simple shots, simple process leads to a predictable outcome. So people ask, how do I develop confidence? And the answer to that to me is having a series of questions or a series of pictures that you can have before the shot that you can turn into reality. Okay. So if you haven't done it before, it's hard to develop confidence, but if you've ripped tee shot after tee shot after tee shot, you can step up to the first tee or 18th tee knowing that you have the confidence and ability to do it. So again, thoughts lead to, or questions clarify thought, and having a series of questions like, what do I need to do to roll this ball in the hole? or is this putt makeable, or what is the target shape and trajectory of this shot? Those are good questions to ask that are relatively simple, and then they will clear your mind and produce a good picture, walk into your picture, and execute. Breathing. So inhale and exhale. Learn how to manage your arousal level through your breathing. You'll find that when you get tense, you tend to breathe from the upper part of your chest, and when you can relax by breathing more from your belly, or what I call like belly breaths, right? So take a deep cleansing breath before you pick up the club and out of your bag, and then also right before you address the ball or as you walk toward the ball. I think having 2 cleansing breaths will help you think better and play better golf. And so you can only have one conscious thought. So a lot of people talk about, oh, I'm going to hit it between this and that. It's like, well, you can only pick one of those. Or I want to have a swing thought, or pre-swing thought and an in-swing thought. Your mind can only focus on one thing, right? So thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. One of my favorite quotes from Carl Jung. And nobody likes being judged, so let's avoid that if possible, especially of yourself, right? So pick one target, commit to it, and let it rip. Lastly, play the most important shot, which is the next one, right? So the only shot you know you're going to hit is the next one. You can't go in the past, can't play good golf and time travel into the future. You can only play the next shot to the best of your ability. This is one of my favorite photos from Congressional, and Rory McIlroy was on the tee, or the 10th tee at Congressional, and looks like there's 10,000 people around. How do you prepare yourself to play that shot? I'm pretty sure that he was able to calm his nerves, focus on the target shape and trajectory. He's hit this shot, I think it's probably 225 yards, thousands of times in his practice. He had a good mental image of what the ball was going to do, what he needed to do. He stepped up and was able to execute. I believe he hit this to about 6 feet. So if you think you're ready to play golf at a high level, this is what you're going to need to deal with. It's not quiet. It's going to be loud. And you need to be able to focus and eliminate any distraction, and again, focus on the most important shot, which is the next one. Thanks for listening, and check out any of the other videos here on our YouTube channel, and hope to see you again soon.